those of you tuning in for the first time, this is As the World Burns, and we are discussing some of the things that happen in between and in the course of obtaining success and pursuing entrepreneurship. Today, I am here with our beautiful guest, Courtney Robinson, who is a serial entrepreneur who has two businesses, and she is in the middle of the transitional mode. And so, I'd like to. Oh, it seems we lost her. Let's go ahead and bring her back on.
Grade. It is the retrograde.
That's okay. It's the retrograde. We got it. And I gotta swap you.
It's
Okay.
the retrograde.
So we are here with Courtney Robinson, and she is actually in that mode where you're kind of in between, like, what do I want to do? I know I do this well. I know I do that well. I know that I have a market for this. I know that I have people with this, and these are the parts of entrepreneurship that no one really discusses, right? What you go through in the middle, what relationships, how are relationships happening, whether they be friendship relationships or like romantic relationships, what's going on, and what are the things that are going on behind the scenes. So I have done enough talking. Courtney, what's going on right now in your life?
So, like we talked about before we went live, I sell shoes online at soulteak.com. That's www.soulteak. So that's SOLETIQUE.com. And I also sell candles, kinda, because my manufacturer has been lagging. So I'm like a serial entrepreneur and in limbo right now.
Understood. Okay, so you are a serial entrepreneur who's in limbo. You have your brand, the shoe brand, Soul Tea, and then you have a candle brand. What's your candle brand?
So, it's called Bougie Brûlée. That means like burnt candle in French. I thought it was dope.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm gonna love anything that has to do with the name Bougie. So I love that. That's my thing. So okay, so you're a serial entrepreneur. You're in between brands right now. You said in between businesses right now. You said something about having issues with the manufacturer. Like, can you talk a little bit about what that was like? Like, are you saying you had a supply chain issue? Was it COVID, or was it just the person being like a jerk? Like,
I really feel like it was all of it. Like maybe COVID started it,
hmm,
but being a jerk ended it. Um,
okay,
I think the worst part is through all of this, she was like vacationing. Every month she's in Mexico, she's going to Mexico, she's going back to Mexico. She's practically Mexican at this point. Like sis must have double, I'm so serious, like double.
you do not have a laptop in front of me and a beverage.
I am so serious though. Because it's to the point that I'm like, you have to have dual citizenship because there is no way. Like I know
In a way,
California is close to Mexico, but sis was going like she's Mexican. Like she's visiting family. And I'm like, so my candles, where are my candles?
this is what we're not gonna do.
I'm so serious. Like I can't even lie, but I think my boundaries were so messed up and I was really trying to be understanding and yeah, because I'm new to like actually taking things seriously, right? Because like your entrepreneurship could be a hobby, and for me now it's become a this is my lifeline. This is how I want to live. This is how I'm trying to sustain myself. And sis is living her best life on my coins. I didn't even tell you about the Better Business Bureau situation I'm having with her, where she responded back and was like, you're the one who wants to, leave this situation. So I don't feel like I owe you certain money back. So it may have started out with COVID, but essentially it's going to end with her being who she is and maybe not being the most integral private custom manufacturer in her field.
Can we talk about that for a little bit? Can we dig in that a little bit? Are you okay with that?
Of course, like, and I'm gonna name names and everything. Like, I don't really don't.
So when I hear you say this, and of course, I just want to say, like, to our viewers, I have some back story to this, right? So, Courtney and I have been involved with each other for several years, and I've watched the transformation of this person, for her as a person, and as the journey into the entrepreneurship. Back when you were basically like selling makeup, right? And
Yeah,
for those of you who don't know or aren't aware, was a cosmetic formulator for 6 years for Pink Stiletto Cosmetics. Shameless plug. It's going to be redropping this year with a special collection.
yes,
But what I'm saying is, like, I've known some of the story, and it's just crazy. Like, over the time of hearing the struggle, and I think what happens is I feel like social media has us disillusioned to a certain point, where there's this belief that like success happens like that, right? And we were talking about that earlier. So, like, here's the situation that honestly is common. Like, you placed an order, right? You had this brand, you have these products, you place an order with your manufacturer. Where's the disconnect? Tell me what happened. Tell our audience.
so I started selling candles with her in 2020, but just like I've known you for years, um, I've known her, I'd say a good 4 or 5 years. I've been kind of watching her do her thing, and it seemed legit. Like, she seemed like she was doing her thing. Um, and then when I came into the settlement
So
money,
wait, because we got to give them clarity. Upon my research, because Courtney and I have worked together, right? Upon my research, this business is a legitimate business that functions and does generate revenue. I just want to. I'm trying to give people some back
right,
story to what you're saying. Like, this is not the traditional everything's a sham story. This
right.
person does have a successful business producing candles. So there was no reason, is what I'm saying, for Courtney to have any raised flags. Continue.
So essentially, I had I lost my job and wound up getting some settlement money from losing my job. And the pandemic happened, and I just was like, well, maybe this is my time to step out on faith, really take this seriously, because obviously this corporate America stuff is not working. So, because I run a Facebook group, page for Black women, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna market to my following. And
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what I had done. So I was selling my candles. I had customers who like really loved it, and they were like, "Oh my God, when are you gonna come out with new scents?" And because they liked everything so much, I kind of stood on with her because it felt like I was doing it for my customer. Because again, you're supposed to be making them happy. They like the scents. It's like the best thing they've ever smelled. And she's actually really good at this like custom scenting stuff. But she takes too long to get things done. And then a lot of what she's doing is like in secret. It's really weird because like I would get my packages from her and they come from Ohio. But she lives in LA, right? So it's like, who's in Ohio making my candles and you're like gallivanting in Mexico? Um, I placed another order last year for a larger order and decided that I would split my business in two and target a new audience. And that's when shit went left. And I received literally nothing for months. What I did receive was what I didn't ask for. And then she tried to tell me on the phone that I should also be held accountable for what I really don't know, because I paid her and she was supposed to produce my products, and that took months. I got a shoddy photo shoot that she took with her cell phone,
No,
blurry
see,
photos, and horrible
one moment.
video.
I personally seen these photos, and I can say so. One moment. I am not a professional photographer. I am not a professional photographer. However, I have this little baby right here, right? And I have been behind the scenes with enough photographers that they've taught me a couple of tricks, right? I'm telling you that me, having no experience really in photography, could probably take better pictures. No, 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 no. Sorry. I could I'm doing too much. I could take better pictures with this
But
than the pictures I
Crystal,
saw. No, it's no, I'm sorry. I don't like that's not on you. The onus is not you.
no.
Just like I mean, and there's no diss to my iPhone camera. They've done an excellent job. But what I'm seeing is like lighting, every like it was just trash.
But Crystal, remember I told you I was taking pictures with my phone. I really like did the due diligence to like
Wait,
research how to take the
I
best
got it.
pictures
Wait,
with your
wait.
iPhone.
Hold up. Here's this photo. Here's this product photography box.
I bought one of those and she told me,
And your pictures were better.
yes. And she told me that my photos were trash and they were like garbage
Yeah.
and everything just doesn't look good, and that's why nobody's buying anything. And I I basically paid her $600 to do a photo shoot for me, and she turned around, lied to me, told me she had a photographer, told me the photos look great, and then turned around in November. She gave me like the worst photos I've ever seen. It looked like she took the pictures with a flip phone. And here we are, and I'm having like a Better Business Bureau dispute with her. And I guess everyone else can
That's
comment and let me know what they would do, because at this point she's like, well, I'm not giving you the money back from the wholesale spots that she was gonna, have my stuff in her
first of all, no,
actual store.
that part is fair. Like if you're not listing me on your wholesale, like I need my money back for that.
But so she wants to keep that money, and she wants to give me six
So
hundred and fifty dollars for the photo shoot, and then just send me all the camera candles and diffusers, because she's like, well, you can make your money back from that. Intuition. La.
this is the epitome of a
That's
bad
what we're
relationship.
talking about. Alexandria Greenwood. You can look her up. She's gonna have her Chanel bag. She's going to
Oh,
Mexico. She's
wait a
living her
minute.
best life.
Wait a minute.
I
You
don't care. She's living
oh
her
my
best life.
god. Oh my god.
Intuition.la.
Are you dropping names?
Of course, because she's gonna be out here scamming other people. And even if I say yes and
Really can't
take my
imagine
candles
right
and
now.
my $650 and go, I do think
Woo!
people need to
The
know
tea is
this.
hot. Oh my
Yes,
god, the tea is
I
hot.
honestly, I don't dislike Alex, but I dislike her.
You have the floor.
Like,
I'm a
it's her
oh
against herself, and
woo.
it really bugs me because I feel like she shouldn't have to do the thing she does, but she's like doing it, and then she doubled down, and that was weird to me. Like, as an entrepreneur, like, who does that? So why not name drop? Because I'm not the first person she's had a Better Business Bureau dispute with. You can look her up.
Where's the sound effects with the sizzle?
Like, bah, 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 bah. I did
Oh,
it. I did it
oh
for you. But
god.
it's like, no, it's not. It's tea, but it's not shade. It's like, I
No,
was
you're
really
like
rooting
I
for you
get
to
it.
get your
Like you're
shit together.
giving facts, but I'm just trying to understand in my life. Like I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for the
I
name
mean,
drop.
look, the retrograde and that little eclipse in Scorpio, and I'm a Scorpio. Like, f all the fakeness. we got to keep it real because I honestly don't want anyone else to get scammed, and that's like super sad. That as a black woman, I believed in you. I gave you well over $10,000 for you to turn around, take months to do what you needed to do. Tell me I need to be held accountable for what your business actually is supposed to manufacture for me, and then think you were supposed to send me blurry photos to sell candles to my customers after you tried to berate the photos that I took like you did any better, and it looks like you took those pictures with an Obama phone.
Did you say? I know you did not.
Yes, ma'am, an Obama phone.
Yeah, ma'am. We did not say. We did
I'm just
not
saying.
say. In 2022, at 10:11 p.m. Make a wish. At 10:11 p.m. We did not in 2022 say
She got that phone from
grab a
DHS
phone.
outside the welfare office because there's no way.
Oh, I can't. Okay, so okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know you didn't do that. I know you didn't do that. I
I'm
know
just
you
saying.
didn't do that.
I'm just saying.
Ooh.
Like, I, and you know what really, really, really makes it worse for me is that she has celebrity clientele. Like, legit celebrity clientele. Like, if I drop some names right now, they would probably be like, you know what? I'm good, sis. Enjoy. Like, up there, famous black women that most people in the fashion industry would know. Um, they're running fashion, major fashion blogs, like
So what? So what? Okay.
WWE brand type.
So that obviously is a crazy relationship. And we're working. You know what I'm gonna do? Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, because I want us to talk about some other topics too. As the world turns, Crystal Carmen, I am going to call her and ask her if she'd like to be on stage to say her side of the story. How do you feel about that?
Ooh, child, the ghetto. She probably not. She wouldn't do it because she wouldn't get to have the narrative be the way she wanted to be.
Okay.
Um,
Well, here's the
and I
thing, though.
got that just.
Let's give her a chance. Let's see what she comes up with.
I don't want
No,
to talk to her.
you don't think she's gonna respond?
I just don't want to talk to her. Like,
Okay, okay.
I'm
Fair enough, fair
at
enough.
this point. At this point, I'm actually just thinking that I probably should just take these candles and go because I don't
Okay.
even want to keep dealing with her. I feel like she was like the
You feel like it's past
lesson learned.
mediation. Okay.
Yeah, like it's way past that, especially too, because
So let's talk about that. Hold on one moment. I just want to go ahead and educate the audience. So those of you who are in business who have maybe made a purchase or an investment that didn't quite pan out for you, there's a term for what you've incurred, and it's called sunk cost. And this is the cost of basically something that you can't really get your money back on, right? And so we can do a couple things, right? We could ruminate on it and be like, "Oh my God, I lost the money. I don't want to move on." This happened to me one time. I am the owner of Pink's Little Cosmetics, which is a cosmetic brand that I choose to shelf. And in that brand, when I had a location, I invested all this money on like flooring and paint and everything. And I ended up talking to someone and then discussing how like I didn't feel like the area was as good as I thought it was. I wanted to make another move, and I was afraid to move because of all this investment I made into the location. And then I realized that like I was gonna basically worry about the paint and the flooring more than I was gonna worry about moving on and making my money, right? And so that is a sunk cost. So I took it as a sunk cost, understood the mindset behind that, moved forward. I went from making probably $36,000 a year to, well, I don't like to do that, but upwards of six figures. And so my point is that, like, if I hadn't seen it as a sunk cost, had I sat there and tried to babysit where I was and what I had already done instead of really keep my eye on what I wanted to do, I would have been in the same situation. So in your case, it's an unfortunate story, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Honestly, Courtney, you know I've expressed that to you. But the truth of the matter is, it's a sunk cost. It costs to be the boss. You know, we're gonna win some, we're gonna lose some, but the goal is that we're gambling on ourselves. And so with this information just makes our bets on the next move better.
Can I tell you the really worst part about the Better Business Bureau situation?
Of
So the
course. No,
response that I got last week was like, "Well, I'm not going to give you the money back from the wholesale situation, but I'll give you the $650 for the photo shoot, and then you can actually post your candles on my site for 6 months." Why would I do that? Please explain to me, why would I do that? And that, I think,
so
for
okay,
me,
wait,
for
wait, wait. Okay, so here's an interesting take on it from a business advisor. Promo is promo. If she already has it, I know you're not gonna want to hear this. And when you're live, we're live, guys. Like this is not rehearsed. You're not gonna hear what you're not gonna want to hear what I gotta say. And I respect your decision. Huh, but I will say this: she's a successful entrepreneur in her own rights. Right? Doesn't mean that she did a great job at doing whatever she needed to do with you. Has product. She has traffic, which means that traffic can be directed to you. I say there's no such thing as bad promo. Take the traffic. You already
because
paid
if
for
you
it.
go to her
If you
website,
don't take the traffic, you already paid for it. She's not going to give you your money back. Take the
if
traffic.
people go to her website,
Now,
they'll
if you
see
okay,
that
look,
she only
if
has
you
her products
100%
up.
feel that you could get your money back, then do that. If you know that you're not emotionally invested in getting your money back, at minimum, she would be required to post your candle brand on her website. Now watch me flip this. On her website, legally required, if she agreed to it, to host your candle site on her website for 6 months. But that doesn't take away from what you can say on your website.
Yeah. But I feel like the weirdest part of all that is like,
Uh-huh. Just think about what I just said for a minute. Follow me.
oh no, I heard you.
She would be legally required to host your website and feature you as a candle brand, right? And on your website, you can say and do whatever you like.
Yeah, but I think what I'm gonna do is just gonna respond back to the thing and just be like, sure, because I don't even want to deal with her no more. Um, and then I guess I can send that demand letter if she don't post me on her site, but then I get to still drag her, I guess, because
All
I'm all
promo,
for a dragging.
all promo is good promo.
But that's why I be talking to you, because you gonna give me the real. And I actually had a conversation with my uncle, that
About
I
me?
told you about earlier. I was at his house when you called me earlier, and he was saying something about like revenge. And the craziest part was earlier this morning, I got a cold star alert, the little Zodiac app. I don't know if you have it, but it was like, don't think about revenge or something. And I was like, ew, yeah, of course, revenge is always key. But then the topic came up earlier today, and I was like, okay, God, I can hear you, whatever. Like, I want to do that. But I know you were gonna say something from a business perspective. But at this point, I'm ready to just bow out and sell my candles. And she had mentioned something about like, oh, I can go with other manufacturers, whatever. Like, sis, you're probably with other manufacturers. You're not making these candles. You're in Mexico.
So anyway, here's the truth. These are some of the hardships that come up when dealing with entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Sometimes your supply chain isn't what it needs to be. Sometimes someone plays you for a fool. However, the great news is that here on As the World burns. I don't know why I put turns. This is an admission of truth. I This is not supposed to be called as the world turns.
It's a
It's
retrograde.
as the world burns. But anyway, so there was my error, right? The great news is that you, the viewer, can be an important part of changing this for the better, by choosing to support the businesses that you'd like to support. So the candles smell freaking amazing, and
I
you
thought
really
they did too.
and you need to get your candles so we can sell them here.
Yes.
Actually, how about we do a QVC? When you get your candles, let's sell them on air.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Cause
We can do that. So if you want to support her candle business, please leave a comment. Obviously, this is a live right now, but I'm gonna have it up on my page. So leave a comment if you freaking love candles, and tell us what your favorite scent is so that we can know where your favorite fragrance notes
yeah.
are. Let's go ahead and pick up a beautiful woman-owned, black-owned business. And let's really help elevate them to the place they need to be. You know, we really do have the power to change things. It all starts with one. I've had situations where only one person has really helped change the trajectory of where I went. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna say that that was a business relationship, right? Let's talk about romantic relationships.
Yes. Cause those are important too.
All right. So you and I frequently have conversations about what it's like to be a woman of color in the dating world. What are your thoughts about that?
Crystal, I've been single so long. I enjoy it. Like it scares me the thought of even like taking someone seriously because I'm like, ugh, I have to share my bed with you. I have to tell you where I'm going. I have to meet your family. I don't know, but like then the warm and gushy side is like, oh, that's so nice, that's so cute. Like I see couples and I'm like, oh, this is adorable. And then people are like, so when are you gonna have kids? And I'm like, what does that have to do with me? Um, I think dating is hard. Like once you start getting set in your ways, you don't even want to change. You don't want to go. I don't know. It's so hard,
So
especially when you
no,
want to be an
let's talk
entrepreneur.
about here goes the Italian part of me. Let's talk about that. Talk. Let's talk about that. So like yeah, it is hard to be when you're like setting your ways, but here's what I'm realizing. And I see this from men too. I'm just like, do you want to be with somebody? Because you're acting like you don't. So if you
Most of
don't,
them don't seem like
say
that.
that then, you know? And I think you probably fall into that category. And I think it's really about people are afraid to become vulnerable to situations that may not potentially serve them. And I think that the way that we can like mitigate the risk is really by doing something we're all afraid to do. Is just put it on the table.
Yeah, but that's so hard for some
I
people.
know,
Like
no,
I,
no, no, no. It is incredibly. Can you imagine a guy like, hey, so story is, I just want friends with benefits. I like you. You're cute. I appreciate your arm candy, but I don't think I want to do anything else with you going forward. Anything that requires any additional labor, that could be tough to swallow,
but I
right?
don't think that's
But
hard though.
well, I mean, it's hard because here's the problem with that: the guys naturally want what they want, right? And so they're gonna say and do whatever it takes to get what they want. And if that means telling you, oh yeah, I want this, I want that, oh I'm not in it for this, oh I'm not in it for that, but that's really what they want. So men are in the business of deceiving to get what they want.
That's so
I
lame.
and I'm in the business of verifying that I am who I say I am to get what I want. And all of it actually kind of sucks because like here's what I find, and it's crazy, right? Because like years ago, if you flash forward like My daughter's 10. So like 10 years ago, I would be like, what are you talking about? You just got into a relationship with somebody. Now I'm literally screening dudes like, are you gonna use me for money? And it's like really weird because I'm like looking at you like with a side eye now because I never had a broke mindset. That was never really a thing. And I mean, well, when I was younger, but like in my adult years, right? And so now I'm just like, oh, sweat. Like, I gotta be out here, like, really. Somebody once told me recently, I've always dreamt of just being a at home husband.
Sir, he's trying to live like Cinderella.
He was like, I could do your daughter's hair. No, the heck you cannot. No, don't touch my daughter's hair. Like, I mean, it's not funny, but it's just like interesting. So, one of the things that I'm here as the world burns is meant to show people what happens behind the scenes of being an entrepreneur. One of the things I never thought I would have to deal with is you have to imagine I'm not a millionaire. Okay? Like I'm not a cash money
Yet,
millionaire. Yet. I cannot currently write you a check for $1 million. However, I have a millionaire mindset, right? And in that, I feel like I'm still in situations where I'm literally being like preyed upon for what I can produce, and it's savage. And I'm like, is this real life? Like, I am literally on the other side of the table, and I'm just like, wait, I can't even take you at face value. Let's talk about chinchilla.
not Mr. Olive Garden.
Mr. Olive Garden.
Mr. Olive Garden.
So, first of all, my whole thing is like, you're in my DMs 24/7 with chinchilla, leather this, gator this, $10,000 watches. I don't care about that. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why I don't care about it. I'm unimpressed by money you don't spend on me.
Amen. Hallelujah. Praise him.
It's really cute that you have chinchilla, whatever. If you didn't send me chinchilla, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
That's literally how my mind works. Like, and it's funny because my mind worked from with that since the days of the Coochie Frita girls. So I'll tell you about the Coochie Frita girls. Tea is about to be spilled. So when I was younger, I used to hang out with a trio of girls. No, quadruple, right? But we eventually became a trio. And those girls would do whatever, whatever, whenever, when it came to the point of like a guy having flashy stuff.
Right.
Crystal over here though was how does this benefit me again?
Right.
Oh right, it doesn't. And so I was like the last. I'm not saying I was immune, right? How about real keeping it real? I wasn't immune. Every now and then I would fall into this little trap. But for the most part, I was like, oh yeah, he got a great car. That's cute. He's not letting me
I'm like,
drive
it's
it.
not my
What do I
car.
care? It's not my car. Right. So like so we became like enamored like in this group or something and they like literally formally called them the Coochie Frita girls. Because they would be on the Spanish restaurant and I would be there with them. And the reason why I'm saying that is I need you to understand that I was not doing the same things. And that was actually causing the problem. Like
Yes, and the birds of a feather.
I would be the reason there was beef all the time because I would not want to play along with the game. And one time I had to like we won't say that on air because I'm not trying
Oh
to
my
catch a
god.
case. But one time I had to get really crazy to make sure that I exited the situation safely. But my point is like, what are we doing here? And it was like they just felt so drawn to what other men had that they were willing to put anything and everything on the table. Flash forward, I'm like my age. I'm not gonna say my age, just so you guys know. I will be perpetually 39.
Oh
If
my
you don't like,
God.
if you don't like it, you can file a complaint, and I won't read it. But thanks.
Not
So my
perpetually
whole point
31.
is that at the point I'm in now, I've been in the game long enough, and I know what it's about. And the truth is, like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you trying to get out of this situation? And yeah, so that wasn't an option for me, and I was always in like these weird scenarios. But what I learned from those weird scenarios is that the women were predominantly impressed with money that the guy wasn't spending on them.
At all.
Oh my god, you got spinning rims from outside your car. You can't see them
At all.
spin. Nice. You cute. Hmm. Okay, you got spinning rims where you live at. What's your zip code? I got you.
Because you can
And
go
that's
you
a
can
big
Google those medium income.
medium. So then that was kind of weird. And then like and now I'm in this weird place right now. You know, transparency. I'm in a very weird place right now. Cause it's like, well, I'm not a millionaire, but I'm not a zeronaire. Where the heck do I fit in here? And it's really tricky. It's really tricky because people are out here trying to get you. Like they're trying to like get into your situation. I feel like a man.
You feel like a man.
Yes, like I'm really understanding the struggle
But I
because
felt that
I'm
way for
like,
a
my
while though.
God, like what is going on?
Like
Um,
dating wise. But I think like opposites I think it's true. Like opposites do attract. Because I remember maybe it was probably 2020 or 2019. And I was like messing around with this guy, friends with benefits, right? And I asked him, I said, hey, if you lost your job tomorrow, how would you make money? Like, I just wanted to see what he was gonna say, to see how he be thinking, what's his thought process. He was like, I really don't know. And that turned me off. That turned me off. I was just like, I wasn't expecting him to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go sell drugs. But I was expecting
no,
him
no,
to be like, yo, like I'll
you're
go sell
expecting to have.
bananas on the highway.
You know what? I'm gonna be fair. Everyone's not suited to be entrepreneur, Courtney.
I know.
Like I'm dating a. Never mind. But my point is that
Like
what?
sell blood plasma,
Were you
something.
were you telling yourself all live? But what I'm saying is like someone that I know is not entrepreneur in spirit, but it's also about like, do you have a backup plan?
Yeah.
If you don't know, so if you told me right now, Crystal, if nobody bought something from your spa, what are you gonna do? I would be like, what I've been doing, because I do other things.
Right.
Right, all my eggs are in one basket. When COVID hit, I sold $2,500 and stick on nail polish
Mm, that's a lot
because
of money.
nobody could get to a salon.
Yeah, nail salon. They were closed.
And I had people on my team. Okay. So what I'm saying is like there's always a plan in my head. Ask a man there and he doesn't have a plan. Like, do you have savings then? Like, what are you gonna do if they were to let you go from the business right now? Well, what are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna do
Yeah,
this
he
and
said
that.
nothing.
And but it's also understanding what's great about it though is if I find a partner that I connect and vibe with, what I do know though, what I do know is that even though I'm not like I may not be the primary breadwinner the whole time, I know that I can carry it. And that is a positioning point that people try to exploit.
And I don't like that. Like, have your
I don't
own life.
honestly I don't either. Cause there's people right now who think, how much can I get away with? But they don't realize like you're trying to take from a woman who's supporting 4 kids right now.
Right. But that means they don't give a damn about them kids.
So if you care, no, you know what? They don't even gotta care about my kids. They just need to understand that I have priorities that are outside of them. And if you can't see that, then you kind of get whatever you get. And that's how I see that.
But that's like team fuck them kids. Cause like, how do you think you're coming before 4 people someone birth? Like, that's weird to me.
Listen, guys are definitely weird with that, but here's what I do know. If you are are you are in me into me and with me, you are into me and with me for all of it. And if you're not, that's okay too. That's your prerogative and that's your choice. But say that.
Would you really date a guy though that would be like, look, I think I should come before your kids, your 4 kids?
Why? My question would be, why do you feel that way?
And what if he followed up like, I'm selfish and like, I just want you to myself or
I'm
something?
selfish is not an appropriate answer to that. I here's what's an appropriate answer to why should I be coming for your kids if there ever is one,
Mm,
because I'm dedicating my life to making sure that you and your kids are all right. So I need to be
that's the one
taken
I
care
want
of.
to hear. Yes,
You say that?
I agree to that.
Okay, we I can see where we're going with this.
Yeah.
But if you don't say that, right, and you're just like, I gotta come first, no matter what,
He want the big piece of chicken.
you want the big piece of chicken, but you're not really providing nothing around here. Like, baby,
Uh,
chickens, I can get a chicken farm. I mean, what are we doing?
those be the ones though.
I got a chicken share, like, but thankfully, I will say this. I will say that one of the things I have noticed, and I don't want to like make this run on forever. We're at 42 minutes right now. But what I will say is this: I am actually shocked when people say that there are no men out there who do this and date and do this and do that. I'm not experiencing that. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's because you're light skinned. Oh, it's because you're pretty. Oh, no, it's because I'm not on entertaining the garbage.
Yeah, that too. That helps. Sifting through the bullshit, that helps. But I think too,
I'm not trying to
it's
fit square pegs into round holes.
yeah. But I think it's more so the piles of trash they're sifting through. Because I think once I changed my mindset about what I deserve, I started actually meeting people who had no problem spending money, who had no problem going on extravagant dates, who were into the same things I was into. Even if it didn't work out, it still was better than when I refused to like level up my mindset.
Right. And I think we gotta keep in mind, like I don't see I don't see things like I don't look at things and go, oh my god, like that's the means to an end. I look at it like
I know you're not falling asleep.
how can we team no how can we team how can we get together? How can we create something greater than I've created myself together? And I think that is like so crucial. Yeah, yeah, I'm a boss babe, all of that is facts. But what can we do if we mix what I got with what you got and create this other thing? And I'm I pursued that before, but like now I'm in a place that like here's how I stand. I'm gonna do this, and you can either ride with me or
Right.
get off the bus. Get off the bus. And it doesn't mean like, oh my God, I don't need a man. She's an angry black woman. Blah, 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 blah. That is not true. I tell people all the time, I'm not a strong woman. Mm-mm. I am
That's
resilient, which is
burn the
different.
cape.
Okay?
Burn the
I
cape.
am resilient and I can recover from certain things and keep moving forward. But I do need help. And in saying that, I am being vulnerable and I don't care. It is what it is. And a lot of people can judge me on that. A lot of women give me heat about that. And those are the same women who are single.
Oh no,
So,
I need help. Like I need help. I want help.
oh my
I
God,
think I
Lord,
also tell people I need help now though, and that's a big thing for me is the trauma response of being let down and then you just do shit by yourself and now I'm like no, I need
you know
help.
the rule, right? They say if you don't want to take out the trash one time, I mean, you don't want to take that. Wait, hold on. I'm going to say this real quick for the ladies. If you don't want to, who are in a living relationship, if you don't want to take out the trash for the rest of your life, don't take it out once. Okay.
That's good to know.
And I say that because I was, I'm not going to say his name, but I was seeing someone and I thought it was serious. Like, I thought that was going to be my husband. And yeah, the trash situation like manifested itself. And I'm like, gee, if he can't take out the trash, that is the most basic. God, he's gonna curse me out. I know he is. But if you
You're
can't
here
take,
telling his business.
yes, I am. But if you can't do the most basic of deeds, can you just go kick rocks with flip flops for me, please?
Nah, I need to kick rocks with no socks, no flip flops. You need to like feel the rocks.
But like, and in the same breath, though, as you know, I'm not a man hater. I don't hate men. I don't think that all men are losers. I don't even think, as the topic has been hot, that all black men are losers. I have met some very honorable, respectable,
Please
and
tell the
stand up
ladies where
black
to
men.
meet them.
Huh?
You gotta tell the ladies where to meet them.
Oh, my secret on where to meet them. Okay. So, oh, one moment. So guys, if you want to meet a man who is, you know, there's a lot of girlfriends that be like, oh my god, I want a guy who travels. Oh my god, I want a guy who's handsy or has a job. You need to go down to your Home Depot.
I used to work there. That's a lie.
Hold on. You need to go down to your home. Girl, you didn't let me finish my statement. You need to go down to your Home Depot and you need to watch the guy who's pulling out the most amount, the biggest, largest amount of wood possible. Now look at the guys who are in the wood section,
He
or the
probably a
guys,
contractor.
or the guys who are in the garden section. But here's why: because those guys got a house, or they got a job,
And they may know how to build one. And
and they
that's
may know how
important.
to build you one.
That's
So,
important. So,
and
yeah.
here's the thing: I don't think that it all has to be like, oh my god, he's like a bazillionaire. You could build me a house. We're leveling the playing field right
Yeah.
here. You understand?
Because
So
most
like
men
it,
can't build a house anymore. Not from scratch.
so
And
what
not
I'm saying,
alone.
and that's also for different income brackets, right? Like maybe like we gotta face the truth. Not every woman is a high value woman. Not every woman is making this much or that much or doing this or doing that or can cook or clean or other things. Hold on. Hello? Yes, he is. Did you want to pick? You want to pick him up? No, that's fine. I can. Yeah, I'm. That's fine. I can go ahead and get him ready for you to pick up. Is that okay? I'm saying I can get him ready for you to pick up. Is that what you're asking me? Are you asking me to get our son ready to pick up? Okay. Yeah, I'll take care of that right now. Okay, bye. Why? Why did you give me that look though? Why did you give me that look
Because
though?
I was about to say, oh, your baby mama was calling.
I can't stand you right now. Stop. This is
It's the
live.
retrograde. I'm so serious. I've been
Courtney! Courtney, this
so
is
on
live.
a hundred
Courtney,
thousand.
stop.
Sorry.
X-nay on the we're live.
Ixnay on the AB
X-nay
Bay Amame.
X-nay on the stop it.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate your apology. As insecure, as insincere as it sounded.
No, I meant that.
You
I
meant
really
it?
meant
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I really meant that.
He's gonna so he's gonna kind of could kill me for even having him on the air, but I already gave my warning
Hey,
earlier when I said that anyone who calls me at this point, you're
this is
subject
gonna
to
be on
being
the
on air.
live. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go get my son ready, which means we have to bring this situation to a close. But what I'm gonna say is, um, I'm going to say that entrepreneurship has its moments. Everything is not perfect. You're not perfect. You can't be perfect. It just doesn't exist. But what you can always do is decide that the next day is going to be a step in the direction of your choice. You can actually make that decision. I have gone through every aspect, I think, for the most part. Save, and I can't even say addiction. I'm addicted to shopping, which is why I have a whole segment called "What the hell did I buy now?" But
Oh my
my
god.
point, I do. Like, I have issues. So, anyway, I have my son crying over there, as you guys hear. But my whole thing was to come up and show up and be authentically me, and also to bring people on who are entrepreneurs and going through some situations or have things and to contribute to our conversation. Being an entrepreneur is not easy, but it is definitely rewarding. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in here to this version of As the World Turns. And we were talking real about relationships. We'll be back on again to discuss, are you moving too slow?
In relationships, in business, what's going on?
Both. We're going to cover both.
Okay.
This is a relationship slash business. Are you moving too slow? Because you can be moving too slow in business. Yeah, oh, I'm just going to grind it out to this. Yeah, you're going to grind it out to 10 years of working when you could have done it in two. So let's talk, real businesses, real bosses. Thank you so much for those who tuned in. If you are catching the replay, leave a comment below so that I know you're watching it and we can make sure to notify you when the next episode airs. You have also been here on the air with Courtney Robertson. She is a serial entrepreneur who has both a candle line, a women's resource group, right? And a vitamin line. So
Yeah, I got a lot going on.
we'll talk more about her vitamin line when we feature her again. Thank you so much for watching and for staying tuned in. Love you
Thank you
guys.
for having me.
Thank you, Courtney, for being on. And this has been an episode of As the World Burns. Thank you.
Bye.